Unemployment in macroeconomics, unemployment means it is joblessness. It occurs when people are without work and are actively seeking employment. That means these are the people who want to work and they are able to work, but actually they are not getting the work or job. Then it is called unemployment. Please note, it will not include those people who do not want to work or they are not able to work, right? It includes the ability and desire to work, then it will be called, if they are not getting the job, then it will be called unemployment. To have a better understanding of unemployment, we have four types of unemployment. Natural level of unemployment, this is the level of unemployment at which economy is working at full capacity. That means the economy cannot absorb more people now, so this is called natural level. That means uh, this is the natural level. Economy cannot do anything beyond this point to increase the employment level. So this natural level of unemployment will be there in every economy, every type of economy, like developing, developed and underdeveloped economy, but the level will be different. Like undeveloped economy will have higher level of unemployment at this level, and the developed economies will have the least compared to these other two type of companies, economies, developing and underdeveloped. So developed economies will have lesser lesser number of people at natural level of unemployment or at the full capacity of the economy, right? Next, we have the frictional unemployment. It is also called surge unemployment. Frictional unemployment is the time period between jobs when a worker is searching for. That means the workers want to shift from their current job to the new job. This shifting may be due to changes in their skills and changes in their upgradation in their qualification, or there may be some other personal reason, maternity break. There may be some other reasons, like they got some higher education, or there may be some other change in their personal life. Because of that, they are looking for the new job, so that will be called frictional unemployment. So this is the unemployment which is coming from the employed side, not from the any other factor. So, and this is a very short term unemployment. This kind of unemployment always exists in the economy. Next, we have the structural unemployment. This is the form of unemployment where at a given wage the quantity of labor supplied exceeds the quantity of labor demanded. That means there is some change in the economy structure, so some people will be unemployed while there is a shift in the nature of the economy, you can say. Like let's say in India, economy shifting from Indian economy shifting from agriculture to manufacturing to service sector. So those who were employed in the agriculture sector, they are not able to work in the manufacturing or service sector, or they do not have access to these sectors. Then they remain unemployed for some time. Then it is called structural unemployment. This is a basically long term unemployment. It takes time to get those people employed in the new sector or in the new structure. This the structural unemployment comes from the economy side, changes in the economy. Next, we have the cyclical unemployment. It is basically demand deficient unemployment. That means there is decrease in the demand during downfall of the business, so there will be lesser demand of the labor, right? So that this unemployment is coming from the company side, where they are demanding lesser number of labor or employees due to decrease in the demand or downfall in the business. Next, we have the impact of unions on unemployment. So we can see on the x-axis there is employment, y-axis wages. So union equilibrium is at E point, and this is the wage rate, this is the employment level. So now yeah, labor unions will start bargaining, and they will be succeed in getting their higher wages. That is from this point E, this red line to blue line. But now you can see here, this point there is a gap between demand and supply. Demand is higher than the demand, supply is higher than the demand. So this gap is called unemployment. Due to increase in the wage rate, there is increase in the unemployment also. Now what is the impact of unemployment? The public policy. What is the impact of public policy on unemployment? Public policy seeks to minimize unemployment by providing information, training facilities, and other programs to assist the unemployed. So, because of these policy, such kind of policies, there will be impact in the economy. What is that impact? That can be seen. Like this is seen through the relationship between inflation and unemployment. Phillips curve shows the inverse relation between the inflation and unemployment. You can see this is the unemployment rate, this is the inflation, this is the SRP, the short run Phillips curve, which shows the inverse relation between the inflation and unemployment. When at E point inflation is 2%, unemployment is 5%. Now as the government makes some policy to decrease the unemployment, there is increase in the inflation from 2 to 6%, and the unemployment decreases from 5 to 3%, but the cost is this increase in the inflation. So there are two theories in economics, macroeconomics, which explains the behavior of employees in the economy when there is impact of public policy on the unemployment. There are two theories. One is the adaptive expectations theory, and another one is the rational expectations theory. We can see these are the different short run Phillips curves, and this is the long run Phillips curve, which is constant. That means there is no change in the unemployment, only inflation will keep on changing. So we can see at a point, according to adaptive rational principle, and when the economy is working at a point, that there is natural rate of unemployment, that is 5%, and the inflation is 2%. Now government takes some policy measures to decrease the unemployment, so economy reaches at B point. That means there is decrease in the unemployment from 3 to 5%, but increase in the inflation 2 to 5%. So at this B point, employees realize that real purchasing power has gone down due to increase in the inflation. So they start asking for the higher wages. So again the economy will reach at C point, where inflation remains same, and the unemployment increases again from 3 to 5%, or it is the natural rate of unemployment. So this period is called adaptation period, in which the economy again adapting to the new situation, where employees are expecting, this is the time period in which employees are expecting their increase, or they are realizing the increase in the the increase in inflation or decrease in their purchasing power, right? But according to rational expectation theory, the economy directly reaches from A point to C point. It does not go on the B point and B to C, because according to this theory, the employees are rational enough to realize immediate impact of inflation on their wages. So they start asking the higher wages immediately. So the economy remains at this A to C point, goes to A to C point. There is increase or inflation, but no change in the unemployment rate. It remains same. So there is no the adoption period according to rational expectation theory. So these are the two theories which explain the relationship between expectations and inflation and unemployment rate. Okay, thank you.